kosunga batu na ndenge belé ezali kosunga batu na o etali médicalement, physiquement, spirituellement tozo kosangisa oyo nyonso ezali pona kosunga communauté yango lelo lisusu to ye na plateau na biso ya Venice TV to yambeli bino depuis semaine oyo lekaki kuna tolobaki sur our children talk donc tolingi ko benda bana na biso pembeni to solola na bango parce que ça fait déjà ba émission ebele on a solola qui sur bana to solola ki na ba parents ndeni bako sunga bana pendant confinement mobimba to zeko solola si na ba parents ndeni boko sunga bana ndeni boko sunga bana na ndako bao bazana classe bao bazaka suna classe te bao déjà bazana ba problème ndeni boko sunga bango yango toke lisusu miles pona ko luka ndenge nini to ko encourager bana na biso depuis to bandaki programme na biso oyo ya our children talk to zu bana na biso oyo bakoli na mboka oyo Angleterre oyo tozali komemela bino po ba expliquer bana mususu ndenge nini bakoki kosala ndenge nini bakoki komisunga ezala ngo problème te surtout pona lelo to ye pona koloba la fois passée tozwaki teacher Vanessa Mankoto oyo ayaki kolobela biso sur ndenge nini apasa tana ye na mboka oyo toyebi ndenge nini ayaki mwana muke na 2 ans atangi na mboka oyo a qualify na mboka oyo azwi musala komi teacher lelo ndenge nini ba étape nini ya difficile balekaka nango a expliquer ki pe ba parents ndenge nini bokoki kosala pona kosunga bana parce que école sungaka bana te lelo to yambeli bino muto asika oyo azali pe oyo ndeko na biso ayaka pe na mboko oyo mwana muke atangi na mboko oyo atamboli pe na mboko oyo asali pe makambo ebele na mboko oyo lelo azali mutu munene na mboko oyo na représenter bino yo te na lingi ye moko se présenter. Bonsoir Jean-Paul. Okay.
My name is Jean-Paul. I'm the owner of JP360 Fitness. If you want to look up on that on Facebook or Instagram, I'm a fitness instructor. So I'm here today. I will be talking to you about how I went through my time in England. I've been in England since I was 15.
Wow.
So it's quite a long time. So I've been through quite a lot to be where I am now. So,
wow. Okay. Oh, you are welcome, Jean-Paul. Say is the owner and the founder of both GP36 degree fitness.
Yes,
what does that mean?
So the 360 fitness, 360 degrees means it's all around. So when I created my company, I wanted to make sure I can work in full body.
Yeah.
So that's why I thought it was a long, hard thinking. You know, I was thinking and thought, you know, how can I get somebody to work the full body in one session?
Wow.
So then I created a workout, then I designed 360 degrees fitness. So it came up with the help of my wife, and then I created JP360 Fitness.
Wow. Okay, nakanisi boyoki ndenge nini Jean-Paul alobi. Jean-Paul azali boss, azali CEO ya fitness, asala fitness na ye esika ba sangana na ye na mwasi ne bazo sala ensemble. Okay, we're going to share in English and Lingala so parents can hear. Please, parents, can you share this stream with your kids, please, so they can hear something, because he's coming here to share something, to motivate somebody, to tell someone who's been down for long, to tell someone who's been struggling with life that there's still hope. The stand will still rise. If you stand up and you focus, you can still make it. That's right. Okay, Jean-Paul, I want to just ask you a question, because I know you're from Africa. You came in this country. How old was it? 15. That is a young boy, is it?
Yeah, very young.
How did you find yourself in this land?
It was a real struggle. It was a real struggle.
Yeah.
And I'm gonna say it to you guys out there. It wasn't easy.
Yeah.
It was really hard. First of all, you can't speak the language.
Yeah.
You don't understand nobody.
Yeah.
You have to go to school where people speak in English, and it's a language you don't know how to speak. Yeah. So it was a real struggle. So I battled my way through because I'm that kind of person. I've got a good spirit. I don't want anything to beat me. Yeah. So I went through school. I did. I was in halfway of the year, so I finished that. Went to college. I was still struggling.
I can imagine. You know, that's to listen to Jean Paul, you know, is everything that somebody can struggle with when coming to a country where you don't speak the language at all. You know, as a French guy coming in an English country, you have to go, and he was 15, so it was not easy. It was high school already. And you know, in this country, when a child come in here, they don't take time that, okay, we can recycle something before you go. You know, straight away they will put you in a class where you belong. So if he's year 10, he's year 10. If he's year 9, he's year 9. So for someone, for a young boy of 15 years old, find himself in that kind of environment, year 10, year 9, where year 11.
Straight away, like year 11.
Year 11, the end of the high school. So it was not easy for him, but you can imagine, he said he struggled, but today he's a CEO. Come on, tell us more about it. When you finish your high school, I can imagine a French boy in a year 11.
It was hard. It was hard. I didn't do much of my qualifications.
I can tell.
I only did French GCSE, which I got A because
French guy.
I couldn't speak English.
Can imagine.
So I got the A still.
Yeah.
Then went to college. I couldn't understand still.
I can imagine.
I still struggled through it.
Yeah.
And obviously I was playing football at the time as well.
Yeah.
As you can see, my background was football.
Yeah.
Then I got my first injury as a football player.
Right, before we get to the injury as a football player, finish high school. I can imagine a prom. Did you go for a prom?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
You did go for a prom with an English girl or a French girl? English girl. Good. So you started learning English that time.
Yeah.
I can imagine. Okay, so let's say a young boy of 15 come to an English country straight in year 11. I can't put myself in that shoes anyway, let's go. Straight away in 11, finish year 11, going to college. Okay, you done French, your language, you pass with A. And then you done English as well, then you go to college and you was playing football, thank God for that. So you was in sport already. So I see where you're coming from. Okay, so a footballer playing and then you get injured.
Yes.
And then what happened after that? Did you stop college or did you continue?
Because I wasn't really I couldn't understand college that much. I wasn't going to college. Everything was just downhill. And I found myself out
lost.
of college. Basically lost.
And then you dropped college.
I dropped college.
Right. Let me ask you a question. You know, you just come into a country. English is not your language, it's not your first language. You finish your high school, you go into college. Did you get any help?
I did.
When I say help, do you, I can, not in school, I don't want to talk about school first. I want to talk about in the family side. Did you get any help? Is there anyone there who, did you get any orientations like, okay, you're a French guy, you can go to this community or you can go to this group or you can do this, so it's to help you, or you are just abandoned to yourself?
It was more like they gave me a support teacher who spoke to me in English. It wasn't...
Teacher, I'm not talking about teacher. Here I'm talking about community, your family.
No, I didn't.
You didn't get any help?
No.
You didn't get any help?
No, not help at all.
Not at all.
The only help I had from college back home to speak to my family and go back to college again.
That's it.
So
that's it. That is a problem. That's where we struggle. That's why we're trying our best, you know, as a community. We have to try our best. There have to be somebody there to help, you know, to help the one who are struggling. Let's say a child who just coming straight from an English country, you know what I mean? It's not going to be maybe, not even Africa, it can come from France, you know, Belgium, you know. So you come to this country, you know, it's an English country. Before you get even the help to school, the community have to organize something for the children. Because end of the day, I can imagine a parents who just coming from French country. We don't even want to talk about it. It's going to be difficult for a parent to help a child. So if we've got a very strong community, we've got a very strong, organized community. So we need to have people like teachers, we have to have a place like club where they can, where they can help children with their assignment, their homework and everything. That will help a lot. But you didn't have any that no support. But did you get some support from the school?
I got support from the school.
Yeah.
With one of the teachers who was like English guy. He was trying to speak to me in kind of broken French, but I couldn't understand him. Which was hard.
I can imagine. Yes,
which was really, really hard to understand.
Yeah.
But then I found myself more lost in the system, and I didn't know where to turn.
Oh dear.
And I got to a point where I just took on a job.
Yeah. So that's the sad part of it. Yeah, but thank God it's over now. This is a part where we can talk about a bit of lost, yourself.
Yeah.
You as in college, no help, nowhere to go, no someone to turn to, and then you feel like it's done. I'm lost. Can you talk a bit about that tragic time? Because I can imagine, because you said you stopped and then you're looking for a job.
Yeah.
What kind of job did you look at that time?
I went to work as a waiter, really, a server, and I was just serving in the restaurant.
Well done. Because you know what? I have just to say well done, because you had that vision of making money. Do something. I have to survive, because we see most of the time, most of our children, when they just drop, they just drop and stay home. You know what I mean? So we can tell that you see something, you wanted something, you were a fighter. You are a fighter. You didn't just drop and sleep at home, but you drop and found a way out. And that's where it brings you today. You started as a waiter, because some children, they'll be like, oh, I can't do this, I can't do that. But yourself, you found yourself in a position where there's nothing else I can do, I need to find a job. And the job that is available for me now is a waiter. So talk about that time that you've been a waiter. And that was in Manchester, is it?
Yes.
Right. Okay. All right.
So I started working as a waiter. Piccadilly Hotel. I was there for like a couple of years. Then I started kind of pushing myself a bit more to like thinking I want a bit more than just being a waiter.
Yeah.
So because I was doing waiting and also washing the pots in the kitchen. So I was thinking I don't want just to be seen as a person who washed the pot or serving people. I wanted to do a bit better.
Yeah.
So then I started looking for a different job, because I had 2 years experience already on the waiting now.
Yeah.
So then I go to a different hotel.
Yeah.
Then they employed me same as I was before as a waiter.
Yeah.
I was looking to move up the ladder. And then the food and beverage manager said to me, okay, if you want to move up the ladder, you have to prove to me that you can get the job.
Yeah.
So all my young black young lads out there, we have to do everything in our power to prove people all the time
that we've got something.
We've got something.
We can do something.
So don't let anything put you down. Keep fighting. You will get there. So then I did it. And the guy put me on 3 weeks trial to prove that I can do my job. So I did my job restless. I couldn't sleep. I was doing like 18 hours a day. Like I was just working morning and night, just to make sure I can run the hotel, the restaurant. After the 3 weeks, he called me. He said, "Okay, JP, you've got a job." And I remember my hourly went from £4.70 to £5.66.
Wow! you just thought something when you were talking and say, "Well, I started there because I know I have to jump the ladder." There's always a way to start. There's always the scratch. It's true. At the bottom, it's crowded. It's crowded in the bottom side. It's crowded. It's full. We all struggle down there. But if you are down there and in your head, in your mind, you know that this is a ladder. I have to go up. I have to climb the ladder. This is a foundation. This is a beginning. But don't just stay down there and crawl down there. That is the wrong way. You know what I mean? But if you are down there, I don't demand anyone down there. If you are still down there and you're looking for a way out, that is a good thing to do. Yeah. You know, he was down, but his mind was on top. Yes. And what bring him on top today? Right. Okay. After all this, I don't know. Today, fitness. You know, you've been quite a lot. You've been up and down. So can you tell us a bit after that step where we go?
Yeah. So from there, and I just kind of prove myself all the time that I can do my job properly, and kind of again the trust from the managerial area, and from Castlefield Hotel, I moved to a different restaurant because I wanted to become a food and beverage manager.
Great.
But my general manager said to me, JP, you don't have experience, you don't have the experience to run the restaurant and the bar. I need you to go out to go get experience.
Great.
So at this point, I was thinking, I've done all of this, I've worked hard, so you don't want to give me a job as a food and beverage manager because you think I don't have enough experience when I can run it with my eyes closed.
Challenge.
I was a bit challenging at that point, so I was like, okay, that's fine. So I left that job. I went to work for Frank and Benny's restaurant because it was an independent restaurant, so I can try to run it. So as I went for Frank and Benny's, I worked there for a few months. I got promoted as a supervisor again. So then after supervisor, I worked hard again. About a year, I became a manager.
Great.
Of the restaurant. So I moved up the ladder slowly. Then when I got to a point where I was a manager, I can run everything. I knew the ins and outs of the business. Then I decided, okay, now I put myself in a position where I've got a lot of experience. Now I need to go back and study and get more qualifications.
Before we get to the study, we've got here a young boy, a 15-year-old boy who come from a French country to English country, London, from Norway. High school, 1 year in high school, that was a lost time. 1 year in high school, going to college, struggle in college, which is normal, language barrier was there. The boy was lost. The boy dropped school, right? But there was still hope. He didn't just go down and sit or sleep. The boy decided to find a job as a waiter in a restaurant. And then for that time, he didn't just go and be a waiter or go in the kitchen, clean the plate and stay there, pay his bill and move from there. No. He was playing something in his head that he's supposed to accomplish. So from the waiter and the kitchen porter to a supervisor. So from supervisor to managing. And then he decided one day that I can do something. He didn't finish college, but he decided to do something. Let's listen to him. How did you manage to go to uni?
After my life experience, I decided to go back to university, obviously with my background of football and fitness. I decided to go back to university that I started in 2010. That was with Manchester Metropolitan.
Yeah.
So given my background, I thought, let's go back, do sports, fitness and coaching. Because I was interested to do a football coach. But then I need to go to university to get a degree or do my football badges.
Yeah.
So I decided to go to university. But then I didn't realize, once I went to university, also working full time, having kids, being in a marriage, it was taking toll on me.
Too much.
So then I found myself, I struggled with depression, which I struggled with it for a few years.
Right. Let me stop you there.
Yeah.
JP, a young man going to is working full time, in uni full time. Of course, some children.
Yeah.
Life was not easy.
No.
And the poor man fell in depression.
Yes.
That must be hard for you.
It was really hard.
Yeah. This exactly, because at least you knew that was hard, and you knew that this time bring you some kind of life. You know what I mean? That's where so many young boys, so many African, they get lost completely, because when they're going through all these problems, family problems, school, whatever, and then they go through depression, sometimes they don't want to even admit that they are depressed. You know what I mean? They don't want to get help on their situation. You understand where I'm coming from? And as African, we think that we are the best. We cannot go brain breakdown or whatever. So we want to play a superwoman or a superman. You know what I mean? Did you get any help when you was going through all this mental breakdown?
I didn't get any help. What actually got me to switch back on was my relationship I was in broke down.
That's another story.
So that
will bring you down properly, in a flow.
Yeah, so once I was struggling, I found myself where, because as I was a manager, I did everything, new house, everything, just to make sure I was feeling good about myself. But I didn't realize that I was struggling.
Inside.
Then, when my relationship broke down, that's when I realized, wow, I've actually lost everything.
Yeah.
So I lost everything. From car, clothes, money. I lost everything. I was basically the bottom of the bottom, lowest of the lowest.
Yeah, in the bottom, but never lost. Because you struggle and come out stronger. Yeah. So right, I want to talk about something here. I just want to encourage our young boys, because I know we've been in this place for quite a long time. You know how hard young black boys struggle, especially in this city. Yeah. You know what I mean? When I say that, I mean people that knows young boys, people that live with young boys that are doing well, not the useless one, because they don't care about the useless one. It's the one that try to move out, try to do their best. That the one they target, and they are struggling because. Just tell me, as a young boy, in this place, when you was doing, well with your job and everything, is it the environment was not that good enough for you?
The environment, obviously, as a black as a black man in Manchester, it was hard. I'm not going to hide it. I struggled first of all with my race. And it was constant battle to I had to prove myself that I might be black,
but I've got something.
I've got something to show you. I've got something to help with
somebody.
business. So after time, because first of all they didn't trust me because I was black, and it was kind of hard. They would give me the hardest task, and they would be like, "Oh, you know what? You stay, you go." It was just unfairly treated. At some point. But all I did, I bit my tongue, just cracked on with my job. I was in my head, all I was thinking, one day, I will get there, and you will appreciate me, and I will show you that I wasn't just bluffing you or messing you around. I'm actually a hard-working person. So slowly, as my wife always said, play the long game. It's the long game, but at the end of it, you will get
come out.
So at the end of it, everybody was like, trusted me with everything. Like, can you do interviews for staff? Can you do this? Can you organize this? It was trusting me. It wasn't just about my race anymore. It was about that person
that we can trust.
That's the person we can trust. It's not because he is a black guy. We can't trust him because we don't know what he's gonna do, because that's that's what us young guys and us black men and black people fight every single day. We've got to prove that we are here. We're not here against anybody. We're here because we just want to show that we can do our jobs as well.
Yeah, that's why young people out there need to put in their head, you know, especially young boy, because last week was a lady, today is a gentleman. I want the boys, our boys, to listen to what this is somebody who came here as a 15 years old boy. He struggled with school, he struggled with jobs. I mean, but he didn't just drop his hand. He was struggling, but like he said, he was biting his tongue, said, well, I'll get there. I'll prove you wrong. You don't trust me, but you trust me one day. Today, I'm nobody, but tomorrow I'll be somebody. And you return back to me to ask for help. He was the one who was giving interview and everything. He's the one that everyone who ran to ask, what can we do? But at the first time, he was the one that they could never even count, maybe, in staff, group. But he proved wrong. He proved them wrong. So for you that are listening to us now, I don't know what kind of situation you're going through. We are all different in this world. We are all different. There are people that start well and end well. There are people that struggle in life. They need help. And when you need help, you have to seek for help. Search for help. You cannot just sit down there and say, well, I'm waiting for help. No, help needs to be searched. Seek help. There's always a way out of anything in this life. There's always a way. If you struggle in high school, if you struggle in college, if you dropped at college, if you dropped at high school, there's always a way out. Better go and start from the scratch and get there than just sitting down and say, well, it's done for me. It's never been done for somebody until God says so. So I want to talk about something very, I know as a young boy in this country, in this city, when he was a manager, I remember the time that GP was showing off. I remember that time he was driving that kind of car, and every time get in trouble with the police.
Yes.
Can you explain to us, because he will help a young boy out there, because I know our boys love to be, this is me, I'm driving this is me. But the trouble they find in a way is quite challenging, is it?
It's very challenging.
With the police and everything.
And the police, I was getting stopped.
So many times.
So many times. I got to a point, it was even once, I was coming back from work as a manager. And there was a police officer who was following me. I was doing 30 miles an hour. I finished work, finished my shift, shut the restaurant. I was coming back. We passed the first traffic line. He let me up. And he's following me. Second traffic line, he's still following me. Third, he's still following me. Fourth, he pulled me over. Is there any problem, officer? Have you been drinking? I was like, no. I just finished work. And he was like, where do you work? I said, I'm a restaurant manager. I just finished, basically shut the restaurant at Frankie and Bennett's. I was like, okay, I need to breathalyze you.
God.
What? I just told you, I've got my keys here for the restaurant, and you can see it as well as got a fob. If you want, you can ring, like security, they will tell you, I'm the last one who just shut the restaurant. The officer didn't want to, so I was like, no, I just need to. So he took the details and everything, and I was thinking, okay, so what can I do? He said, you can go. I was like, okay, that's fine. About a couple of weeks after, I got a letter come through saying apparently I was speeding. I
can imagine.
I was speeding. I was like, no, I wasn't speeding at all, because I could see you, and if I wanted to speed, you wouldn't even caught me. But I wasn't. I was just driving casually, and you followed me. If I was speeding from the first traffic light, you would have pulled me up straight away. You waited, we passed 4 set of lights, and you pulled me. It doesn't work like that. So it's been a really rocky road, to be able to establish yourself. And the point where even the police pulled me over now, just say, yeah, that's my license, deal with it.
Okay, this is another challenge. Yes. This is a very hard one. I see. It's just hard because it was late in the night.
Late in the night, yeah.
Late in the night, the police pull you out of the road and asking you this question. Do you think it was because you were driving that what kind of car, or because they didn't see first? They see a car, and then with their computer and everything inside the car, they know exactly who the car belonged to.
Yeah.
So I'm sure when he was following you for the first traffic light, the second, all the detail was down there. So he was wondering where you get the money from.
Where I get the money from? Am I a drug dealer? Am I a dodgy guy? But I even said to him, I'm a restaurant manager.
Yeah.
If you want, you can check with my restaurant. And they will tell you, my name is this and this, if they want to take it. It's just for I was making it up. So.
Yeah, which this is a very sad part, because I can tell. Yeah. I saw once a petrol station. Yeah. There was this young boy, very tall. I was filling my car as well, and he was filling his car things, and then when he finished straight away, he was just starting to go, and then the police came and said, well, come out of the car. It was very, those expensive cars. Yeah. So the guy came out, very tall guy, I don't know him, he's a footballer. Yeah. So, and the police was like, can you give us the paper for the car, blah, blah, blah. And the guy was like, why is my car, I own the car, and you've got everything to check who the owner of the car. But they didn't want to check exactly who's the owner of the car. They wanted him to show him something that this car belonged to him, or give his driving license. And he said, no, I'm not giving any paper. I'm not giving you any driving license. I was interested because, I'm a mother. Yeah. I've got young boys. Yeah. So I was like, this man didn't do anything. The guy just come and fill his car, but it stunk. And the car is an expensive car. Yeah. I don't know what he does, but you cannot just tell someone, bring your driving license. Why? Because it was private number. Right, yeah. So they couldn't find maybe exactly that time the owner of the car from the private number. Yeah. So they was asking him driving license or whatever, any document to show that. So he said, I'm not giving anything to you guys. And they was mad. So they called, one was in a car, was calling. So another police came with a big chip and everything. Then when they get there, that one found out who the boy is. He's a footballer.
Then they let him go.
And then when he came, he was like, oh, we are sorry, blah, blah, blah. That footballer was mad to them. They said, why are you chasing me? Why are you pulling me? Why you don't ask everyone there? Yeah. It's just because I'm driving this kind of car. I'm not allowed to have that because of the skin and the color of my skin. I can't afford to buy this kind of car. So I was asking him, who are you? You know what I mean? I was like, oh, you're okay now, because I didn't want to drive. Yeah. I didn't want to go. I wanted to know what is happening. Yeah. So I asked you, who are you? He said, I'm a player. I was like, all right, I see. Yeah. I see who you are. So this is a challenge that all young boy going through in this country. Yeah. But this challenge cannot stop you from moving forward. You know what I mean? It can't stop you, because you've been through all that so many times. I remember you can't drive this car, and the car that they'll tell you, don't buy this kind of car. You say, no, I want that car. So you buy the car that will just pull everyone's eyes, and then they'll be pulling you out every time. But that is a challenge, but that challenge cannot pull you down. That challenge cannot stop you. That challenge cannot stop you to dream. You have to keep dreaming. You have to set plan. You have to accomplish your goal. They pull you out because they see something in you. Yeah. So you have to use that. That's pulling every time, that challenge to just boost yourself to go farther, because it came to the level where they cannot pull you anymore, because they know you. They know you. They know you. They can't do it anymore. All right, okay, let's move on. When you came to this country, Jean-Paul, because I want you to pass a message to our young boys out there, because our young boys struggle in this country. Yeah. Thank God you struggle, but you get there because you had your mindset. You know exactly what he was doing and where you want to go. So, but so many are struggling and they don't know where to go. They are stuck. They are stuck. And then most of the time when we spoke with them, they said that parents, they didn't help us. They don't help us to move further. And sometimes they even say that our parents cannot help us because they can't even speak the language. So we are just reject to ourselves. And then sometimes we get to the point that we say, well, I can't move anymore, I stop. And then they just stop and stop completely. So they go down in the bottom, sitting
on the stone.
Yeah. So what kind of advice you give to a young boy, a young African boy who came to this country and struggled?
My advice to all my young African guys or young black guys is that don't ever give up. Don't ever give up your dream. Don't ever give up anything. If you're struggling, ask. I didn't have the chance to have mom, dad to be there to help me. I had to find my own fight.
Great.
I had to find my own inner spirit to move forward. My first instinct was I can't go to. I dropped out of college. I dropped out high school. I'm gonna go to work. So I got to work. I struggled through it. Then I decided to go back to university. 1 year. I struggled again. I dropped out. Then I found myself to work about voluntary work to help other people.
Great.
Just to give myself a bit of time. To kind of like, you know what? I don't want to keep on chasing money because that's where we get lost. We get lost because we're chasing money so much. We just want, I just want to get this, I want to get this. Stop, take the time, have a pause.
Yes.
And think, gather all your ideas, what you want to achieve in life. Then you will see everything will progress. So after that time, when my relationship broke down in 2011, I did a voluntary work for 2 years. I didn't build yourself up. I didn't want to work for money. All I wanted was to help other people because I built my own reputation already. So then I did that for 2 years. After the 2 years, then I decided to go back to work. So I went back to work and started kind of put all my idea in place. Then after a year, then I decided for a final decision, I'm going back to university because I don't want just to work in a restaurant. I want to set my own business up. Great, and get it going. So I went back to university.
Right. Okay. That's a good advice you just give now. You can, like I always say, the sun can rise again. A break. It doesn't mean that's it. You can get a break. You can have a break. You can have a break in study, you can have a break in work, you can have a break everywhere else in your life. But it doesn't mean that you have to stop there. At that time, the time that you are having that break, it's a time to focus on you, to know exactly what you want, where you want to go to. Maybe you are struggling with high school. I always say that it's not only uni that can bring somebody somewhere, because when I look at your story, it's not uni will bring you somewhere there. It's your mindset that brings you somewhere. It's because you was already a manager when you go to uni. So it's not uni that took you to management. No. You was already a manager. You start from the scratch and get to the management team. You know what I mean? The opportunity is there, even though it's hard, even though it's not easy, even though at the beginning you have to struggle. But there's opportunity to get there. There's opportunity to reach where you want to reach. You know what I mean? So there's opportunity for every child out there. There is an opportunity for you young boys out there. Today I'm speaking to young boys because we already said that our young boys are struggling. There's opportunity out there. If you cannot make school, you can make something else. Apprenticeship is there. I always say apprenticeship is there. I saw so many young people that start from apprenticeship. Today they are manager. You know what I mean? Because at apprenticeship, they show you the job, exactly what you have to do, in a place of work. You know what I mean? So there's a lot of opportunity. And that time, I remember the time you came here, there was not much opportunity than today. Because today there's quite a lot of things. There are so many places where you can go and ask for help. So the help is there. The help is available. If you don't know, ask. If your parent doesn't know, ask somebody else who can help you. You know what I mean? So what the message, Jean-Paul, what the message you can pass to parents? Because I know you came in this country say there was no mother, there was no father, you struggle, you get there, but you know that parents have to play their role as well in this when it comes to a child future. You know, and as a French parent, we struggle to help our kids. Please, we really struggle because ourselves we are struggling. Sometimes we even take our children to be an interpreter for us. So how can you help them? Anyway, what advice can you give to African parents? When I talk about African parents, can you say it in Lingala? Okay. Tell them in Lingala so they can understand what the children say. Good.
Ezali parce que biso tanto ye a lobana ke ezali difficile. Ba parents tous ala kate parce que ngamo bena za parents na bana ezala tete tous ala parce que tous aba africain to limiter bana na biso. To pesa ba opportunité ba avancer la vie. So que moi na alinga ke l'université, je sais que moi na aucune université ngana koma na université te mais na ko supporter yo o avancer na vie. So que les kambozali solo la nana. So que zali ko solo na nana. So que les kamboy dérangeant ce qui est bisana na ko lukato bomisa to sala ko. Moi na nyonso tout avancer la vie tant que ba parents na ba supporter. Tant ba parents ba supporter, moi na ko avancer. Ngai na zana ba parents na arrêter mais nazali kolanda kaka ndenge nini na kubongisa biso na mona oza boso na sale ko mabe o na sale ko eza bien donc nazali kolanda yango na fane na milieu ya mindele tango na ye na Manchester biso tozali bato mwindo ya liboso na kote to fana bato mwindo bazaki mingi te ezali ka mindele elobi te ke na changer la komi mindele na za mutu mwindo mais na lingaki na ye kola na ye ba ndenge nene bango basala ka ba makambo nyonso yango na avancer na vie mais pour na ba parents na biso ya africain to supporter bana na biso to make sure que bana basa ko avancer na ndenge ya bien na ndenge malamu to za ka te kaka ke tozaba africain yakao mbata mwana yo sala libo te to solo na bana na malamu
solo na bana ndenga malamu to solo na bana
beta les avions de violence c'est solva que lo mo il faut faire solo na mwana o isi mwana okay elo ko sala ke zali mabe mais to solo la yebisa olingini na ide elo ko na ko ide pour avancer
to solo na bana communication est très important na bana na biso boyoki ndeko na biso Jean-Paul ndenga lobi aya na mboko oyo azaki na 15 ans ake na classe ye 11 eza lokwa dernière année à high school a struggle ake na collège akokaki te akati classe bana na biso ebele baya na bamboko basi bakoli ndambo bake na ba classe bakoki te bakati elingi koloba te soki mwana kati classe na collège to na high school donc vi na ye esuki wana te ezali toujours na moyen boko aider mwana wana pour a évoluer eza toujours na moyen oko ba parents il faut toujours bande na ko motiver bana na biso donc oyebisi que non classe simbi te peut-être parce que oyebi langue wana te mais langue wana loko yebi yango malamu te okoki pe koyekola ngo na musala parce que bato vele baya na mboko batanga pe classe anglais te bayekola ngo peut-être kana ba milia ba misala donc boyebisi mwana que non esili nanu te ozana na nzela mulai classe simbite kota ta musala soko koti musala me kozala kana musala na teke na continuer na musala parce que zamba musu akota ka avant de na sokola basani pendant 10 ans 20 ans bongo te tolingi ko sala ba riche te mais tolingi bato bazala na ba venir moko ya bien vie moko ya bien toza appelé pour na ko vivre vie moko ya bien spirituellement physiquement aussi donc ba parents toza na devoir ya kosunga bana mwana soki salemi déjà que akatela ki déjà classe et sili na note. Il y a encore l'espoir. Aidez-moi na yo, motivez-moi na yo, conseillez-moi na yo. Ba help ezali, ba aide ezali, ezana bato na communauté o bakoki ko sunga mwana na yo. Eza soki yo yebi yangote tuna bato ba yebi bala kisabino. Eza rande mwana. Muto ayeba kama kamunyo swazala ate. To sunga bana. Ezana kama mususu mwana mungu ayeko yebisanga ke ya akata université po ba parana yeba liaki mbongo na ya lon. omoni donc tozo sunga bana te tozo akata université mwana kota université mbongo ya lone bimi ba para ba mwisi ko mbongo ba kosombela lupango na Afrique yango wana bokamati mbongo wana bosangi soki na bambona bino bozaki na ngo sombi mwana lupango na bino na Afrique na na bisi bino ke mwana na ke no vana na ndako na Afrique ndako papa na bino mama bino batonga eza wapi lelo bozwi mbongo ya mwana oya zwi loan na université au lieu de vivre le cola ba camarade ne ba vivaka bokomi ko contrôler le ko tanga zalaki na primary school ou bien tanga zalaki na high school et moi natanga ko comprendre que no bazo sala bongo ba solo la ka batuna na baninga tenga na sali boy nga na save boy muso ayisenga na save po na ko somba ndako na ngali boso muso sabi nga na save po tanga na ko sisa classe na somba mutu kana ngai muso sabi na save po na boy yo sikoyo mama papa ko kamati mbonga mwana bokangi yango boke ko somba lupango na Afrique quelle honte. Et moi na kati classe. Moi na kati classe. Moi na zana volonté ko tanga mais amoni ke no bo salene a kati classe. Ba parents ba africains to changer. To changer to sunga bana na biso. Eza malamu te ndenge makamsu to salaka eza ko sunga pe bana te. Moi na bozana besoin ko encourager mais bino bo décourager. Wana bo décourager moi. Bo décourager moi na bino. Akotanga te parce que amoni ke no lokwa bozo bokomi ko use. Bokomi ko use. En tout cas, en tout cas, on va parler surtout sur au moment temps difficile, temps difficile, musala ekufi, koto yo parents, koto yo papa, koto yo husband, koto yo al breakdown. Au moment temps wana parce que tozo ko vivre ba problème wana trop na communauté na biso ba africain bato baza ko ende trouba mental health problem mais balingi ko solo la ngote moni bato ba ko ende trouba traumatisme mais balizolinga ko solo la ngote ba ebite soki otiki yango bongo e ko détruire yoti na suka OK soki ozui traitement soki ozui aide nango e ko bima nango pe ko continuer vie na normal wana to ko continuer ko solo nango mbala sima en tout cas pour na ba jeune garçon o ba yoka lingala botikate Botelema, il y a toujours l'espoir. Il y a toujours l'espoir. Tant que oyebina na mutu na oke na koki ko sala quelque chose ko sala ngo. Mutu moko te abotama na cerveau moko déjà ezali ko ya computer non. Mutu moko te asala abotama déjà na cerveau moko déjà ezana makambo so fixé na katike na ko sala boyo simba na ko sala boyo simba te. Ezali ka cerveau oyo o train yango. Nde komi na niveau moko keno ekomi ko comprendre makambo ebele ekomi ko fongola makambo ebele omoni lelo Jean Paul azalaka na mwana yaki na mboko oyo ya mukie amoni pasi na yebi masolo amoni pasi melelo akomi siwo azana business na ye moko parce que nini azaki na mutu na yake nona kotikala awate awa ezali escalier azoko mata lelo azana business na avant d'akutu na Manchester te akomi kovanda kota batambongo avant d'akutu na Manchester te atika mutungisi ba policier na Manchester esika bazako kanga ya komi na kote o batungisaka Yesu te bayebi déjà soki bamoni babi trainer coach bayebi déjà que coach même ba policier bango bayebi déjà que wana coach bakotala ka babia mutu ya coach moi batu na ezate c'est ça la vie les gens doivent évoluer les gens doivent avancer nos jeunes garçons avançons ensemble demandez de l'aide si bozana ngo besoin botu na ba aide batu bazo sala makambo ebele na koloba eza eyambo elkin azalaki eyambo elkin eza bana pe bakoli na bamboko omoni femme à la maison, maman à la maison, et Ambo Elkin, la personne va biser si vous allez. Maman à la maison, mais à sali boutique na online, à sali boutique na online, à zoko teke la batu biloko online. Le autre comme na et Ambo maison. Lobi kuna to zana et Ambo mobilier, lobi kuna na Ambo omoni et Ambo courage à toi ma chérie. En tout cas, ouais.
Ceux qui parents na yo asala ka cleaning. Yote ezate que yope au sala cleaning yo il faut obima ezate obligé na on bate il faut na on bakaka parce que
oui normalement
ceux qui parents ayebi kaka cleaning parce que un socio aligné na ko avancer aza limité mais ko limite ko se limité te
na nene ba parents na yo
na nene ba parents parce que biso nyo surtout to lingi bana bala ba exemple na biso mais ceux que moni que parents na sala ka cleaning ko sala cleaning ko sala nettoyer changer
stretch
avancer
oui
avancer parents na ndako ya l'État. Il y a besoin de ndako ya l'État. Il faut quoi avancer. Soit ndako, seulement ndako na yo. Donc, ndenge wana nous devons évoluer parce que ceux qui posent la carte, ok, le quoi bango va suka ki awa, biso na suka awa, to quoi avancer te, ba lo quoi ça tout le temps, nous le noir, biso ba africain, to avancer la tête de la carte tous dans mon à l'État. C'est pas normal.
En tout cas, merci beaucoup Jean-Paul pour répondre à rendez-vous na biso na Venice TV. En tout cas, nzambe apambola yo, okende liboso, ofongola ba extension ebele, ofongola mususu na Manchester, basi ba yebi yo.
Na ko parce que na déjà na ba client ngai.
Voilà.
Bazali déjà retourna la gomme eyelashes and beauty. Bazali déjà retourna et puis tous na suivi extension of retourna déjà au tout ça
en tout cas, well done Jean-Paul, well done 36 degree fitness. Jean-Paul Alafou, en tout cas toutes les bonnes choses pour toi. Merci beaucoup Nandego yoko pambola bana na biso ya mibali lelo nzambe apambola yo amema musika na makambo ezo sala tokozwa o lisusu ezamba suka te tokozwa lisusu na plateau parce que toza na makambo bela ko solo surtout côté où etali traumatisme ozaki traumatisé ozaki kende through so many things mais obimaki quand même comment tu as fait comme ça va aider aussi nos jeunes parce que zana ebele o bazali ko struggle bazali ko mona ba problème mental mais moi ba communiquer même na ba parents na bango ezate moi ba expliquer na muto ezate peut-être ceux qui ba yoki lo na ondeni ko expliquer bango ndeni ni osalaka po bimana on tout ça et ko aider mutu moko ceux qui même aider mutu moko pamba eza déjà li pambo luleni omoni en tout cas merci beaucoup c'était Nene Golden Mind na Venice TV nzamba pambola bino na mabota na bino bozala malamu ceux qui bozana commentaire to bozana eloko ko bakotu na tonini boko contacter biso Nene Golden Mind page nanga na Facebook ou bien Venice TV et kozala toujours welcome nzamba pambola bino kimia na mabota na bino merci.
Nanyango akokani na yo Nanyango akokani na yo Nanyango akokani na yo Yesu yo mokeli na nyoso Nanyango akokani na yo Nanyango Yesu yo mokeli na nyoso Usala tilikolo na maele na yo Usalinga moto nelilingi na yo Na pesa yo nini na masusali na ngai Nanyango akokani na yo Nanyango akokani na yo Nanyango Yesu yo mokeli na nyonso Nanyango akokani na yo Nanyango akokani na yo Nanyango akokani na yo Yesu yo mokeli na nyonso Ndeko na bankolo Uzanzambe malamu Monike waza ilokola yo Bana Israele katina desert Bayoka kinzala okitisa kimana baliaki ye Tango bayoka ki posa ya mai Obimisaki mai na libanga bamelaki Nanyango akokani na yo Nanyango akokani na yo Yesu yo mokeli na nyonso Nanyango akokani na yo Nanyango akokani na yo Nanyango akokani na yo Yesu yo mokeli na nyonso Qui est comme toi parmi les dieux, ô Éternel
Qui est comme toi, magnifique sainteté, digne de louange, opéra de prodiges. Kuni samana yo,